Hello, and welcome back into another episode of Craven Some Raven. I'm not going to lie, a little mad, a little pissed off, because I recorded a whole episode, and I accidentally pressed the stop button, so I had to go back into it, and I pushed the edit recording, and to continue recording. But it decided to record, but then not actually remember it. Like it just stopped recording from when I resumed recording. Makes no fucking sense. So I'm a little pissed off that I had to try and recreate the awesome genius that was that whole podcast. It was pretty much the best podcast that you would have ever heard, but now I guess you'll just never know. Now you just won't be able to hear it. And it was pure genius. Some good rants in there. Won't be able to repeat those. But, what are you going to do? So, I'm going to try to, repeat everything somewhat. It won't be repeated for you guys, but to me, it's like, wouldn't I just talk about this? So, I might miss something or not say something. Damn. It's just a real shame when shit like that happens. So, before I get into any of that, I have a new sponsor. A new sponsor is sponsoring my podcast. This one, a good, wholesome company. So, this episode is brought to you by PC Plumbing. Don't you hate it when plumbers invade your safe space? Are you tired of being triggered by ass crack? Well, our new plumbing company is doing things a little bit differently. We got tired of hearing stories of plumbers come into your homes without checking their privilege at the door. Well, each one of our plumbers is a certified black, female, Islamic lesbian. So it's impossible to be racist, sexist, anti-Semitic, or just a plain old asshole. So if you love screaming at people in public and have a plumbing issue, remember to call PC Plumbing at 2 Snowflake. That's it spelled out. So the number is 276-693-5253. Man, I hope you can hear that ice cream truck outside, because that is almost perfect to go with the ad. PC Plumbing. Do 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 do. Anyways, yeah, PC Plumbing, great. So, each one of their plumbers is what is it? What are they? A black, female, Islamic, lesbian. Wow. The opposite of white privilege right there is that person just described. Their plumbers are literally the opposite of white privilege. Excellent stuff there. Yeah, so the number is 2 Snowflake spelled out. I don't know what happens if you call that number. I hope it's not anything weird. But you know what? If you happen to call, let me know. Maybe I should do it, but yeah, fuck that. So, in this episode, I just kind of want to go over some questions that I had for myself about this team. Like, who do we sign next? Where will the offense rank? Where will the defense rank? Who is going to have the most production of our rookies that we drafted? Why does every national analyst say the same fucking things about Lamar Jackson? And who's some underrated contributors? Yeah, I don't know. So I wrote down these names. Getting into things. I wrote down these names. Matt Judon, Ronnie Stanley, Michael Pierce, Marlon Humphrey. I think the 4 most obvious next in line guys to get that bag, to get that big payday. I think these 4 guys are going to and actually deserve the big money. I'm not talking about someone who's going to go and leave and get fucking $17 million a year who deserves 10. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about cornerstone young players that are key members of the Ravens squad. Key members, and I think they deserve to get paid. But, we're not going to be able to keep everybody. That's not how this NFL works. That's not how it goes down. So I thought, out of these 4 guys, if you can only keep two, who would you keep? And I'm thinking I would keep Ronnie Stanley and Marlon Humphrey. And Ronnie Stanley, he is a franchise left tackle, a pretty good one to boot, if I'm using that phrase right. An excellent left tackle, which is one of the most important positions on the whole team. Thinking right tackle is becoming almost just as important, just because of the ability of the pass rushers now on an opposing defense. But left tackle, it's still the tackle position. Keeping your quarterback upright, the offensive line is super important. And those dancing bears on the outside at the tackle position, they get a hefty price, but they are fucking worth it. Because if you have a good offensive line, you could have a bunch of scrubs in the backfield. You could have a guy like Gus Edwards in the backfield, producing crazy points and being like one of the future stars of the NFL. Like, you could literally throw me back there with a good offensive line. So really, it's super important to keep that continuity. It's very continuity based. Once you take someone out and put someone else in, everything changes, because it's all communication, like almost silent communication while they're playing, like split seconds. What do you do? I'm passing them off. I'm going here. It's all chemistry, and having an elite unit is super important. I think Ronnie Stanley is a key member of being that elite unit and keeping us a great offensive line. Also, Marlon Humphrey. I think he's one of the best young corners in the game. I think he's going to, when it's time for him to get paid, they're going to pay him like the best corner in the league. Now, I don't think he is the best corner in the league, but I think you're going to have to pay him that way. And I wouldn't be mad about it. Because, in a year later after that, someone else is going to get more. Or he might get paid, and then Marshawn Lattimore, like less than a month later, might get more money. So it's like he'll be the highest paid cornerback for only like 15 days. So, yeah, because anytime a player gets some kind of crazy amount of money where you're like, holy shit, how much are they paying him? They're doing what now? It's like the next two years, you're like, oh, yeah, well, they're paying nothing for him. That's the going rate, or that's like middle of the pack, Like Joe Flacco was like the highest paid quarterback at one point, making, was it like $20 million a year? 25? I mean, everyone's like, holy fuck, that's a lot of money. And nowadays we're talking like $30 million a year. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. And I've talked about that before, percentages of money or percentages of salary cap, because that way it will go up and up and up each year. But it's a set percentage, The quarterback, he makes 10%, and that's what he makes. It'd probably be easier for them to keep track of. But so that leaves out Michael Pierce and Matt Judon. I'd be okay if they didn't pay him, if they were able to keep Ronnie Stanley and Marlon Humphrey. And obviously all of this, they might be able to pay 3, they might only be able to pay 1. Who knows? Depending on who else on the team is, doing their thing, who is available via free agency, and who's changing teams. You just don't know. But if I'm limiting myself to these 4 players and only picking 2 of them, it's got to be Ronnie Stanley and Marlon Humphrey. When it comes to Michael Pierce, he had the weight issue, and I think not only that, but we just have a super deep defensive line. And not just defensive line, a nose tackle. Most teams really only have 1 nose tackle, and we have 3 of them, with him, Brandon Williams, who we're already paying, and then the rookie Dalen Mack. There's no guarantee that Dalen Mack has any sort of success compared to Michael Pierce, or is any better or comparable to Michael Pierce. But, just projecting that he's going to be decent, it's worth letting Michael Pierce go, because he is going to require a lot of money. And I think he is better than Brandon Williams, but we're already paying Brandon Williams. Maybe if we trade him and then sign him, trade Brandon Williams and then sign Michael Pierce, maybe that's something you could do. But then that's making it complicated, and I'm trying to keep it simple. And I'm also have Matt Judon off here. I know he's one of our best outside linebackers, one of our best pass rushers. I just don't think he's that great. And I'd be fine with him going. I'll tell you one thing, I will miss those personal fouls, those 15-yard penalties that he would get us sometimes. I will miss that if he ends up going. But I think he's just going to ask for too much money, and I don't think he's worth that too much money. I don't think he's as much of a game changer as he thinks he is, or as the league is willing to pay him. I think he's decent, but I don't think he's game changing. I think those are the guys that you play. I think Marlon Humphrey, Ronnie Stanley, those are game changing players. I don't really think Matt Judon is one of those kind of guys. Like, I've seen him get shut down. He doesn't disrupt every single play. I'm not saying that that's what you need to sign somebody, but he's going to ask for like $15 million a year, and I think the Ravens would be foolish to do that. He's a great young pass rusher, but at that price, nah. Quit Judon us. So my next thing, where will the offense rank? Like, at the end of this year, where will the offense rank? And I think they will be a top 10 offense. I think the Ravens this upcoming year will be a top 10 offense. Whether that means number 10 or number 1, I think there's no way they get number 1, but you never know. You never say never. Ayo. Like, just thinking, this offense is going to be different than most other teams' offense. It's going to be different than the way the league is generally going, into a more pass-happy, we're zigging when everyone else is zagging. A lot of the times that brings success, but sometimes it could be like there's a reason no one's zagging. It's zig time. Oh, shit. Sorry. Excuse me. It's zig time, baby. There's no reason to zag. There's a reason it's done this way. It's because it works, and that's the way it's going. It's like you're like an engineer over engineering something. It's like, let's just do it the way we've been doing it. Why we got to complicate things? Either way, like Chinese people or people in Asia, all of Asia, they use chopsticks. I don't know who invented the fork, but someone invented the fork, and they were like, nah, we good. We got 2 sticks. Let's just do it this way. It works. Why would we fucking change it? Why would we go out of our way to make this whole manufacturing process to make a fork when we can just grab 2 sticks? It's like the old NASA spent billions or millions of dollars to invent a pen that works in space, and the Russians used a pencil. I don't know what this analogy has to do with offense anymore. I really just started talking, and I was like, wait a minute, what am I talking about? This has nothing to do with the offense. Oh, with the zigging while everyone's zagging, it's like maybe you should just continue to zig with all the other teams, or zag with everyone else, But I think the way our roster is set up, it's smarter to zig. All right, it's ridiculous. But, doing something differently than most teams, and with just such a small margin of error between each game, the smallest of details when it comes to coaching and players, and it's all the smallest bit, the smallest little thing can change a game. And something that can give you an ounce of an advantage is doing something differently than other teams. Although they have a week to prepare for you, it's still you have to prepare. If you're doing the same stuff as another team, they're ready for it. They're more ready for it. They can study all they want a running offense, but really not until they're in the game and seeing it live will they be fully prepared to handle it. And I think this year we have an offense that's built around Lamar Jackson. Last year, that was not the case. Okay? Ravens fans are listening to this, but what I don't understand is no national media member and no one else understands or seems to get the fact that this was a Joe Flacco fucking offense that Lamar Jackson happened to be running. Obviously, they use some new elements to, kind of complement Lamar Jackson's game. But this, as a whole structure, like a circle, it was designed for Joe Flacco. From top to bottom, that was Flacco. But they ran Lamar-type plays, or attempted to, at the end of the year. and it was Marty Morningwig, and he's never been all that great. So we got Greg Roman coming in with his scheme. There's going to be a lot of motions, going to be a lot of quick passes down the middle of the field where Lamar is good. Going to be a lot of, like I said, motions, make it easy for Lamar to identify the defense, make it easy for him to see where he should go, whether he wants to run, whether he wants to throw, whether he wants to give the ball to the running back. It's going to be, as a whole, around Lamar Jackson. As it is a new offense, there's no guarantees. Who knows? Maybe he just will never understand the new playbook, and maybe he becomes a retard, a draider, as one would say. But that's insensitive. Call PC Plumbing. Get my pipes cleaned. Sounds gay. Don't do that. Don't call them to get your pipes cleaned. PC Plumbing, they don't do that there. They're lesbian, black, Islamic chicks, whatever they are. I don't have the read in front of me right now, but that's what they do. PC Plumbing. Forgot where I was going. God damn it. Because the offense, so the offense is built around Lamar. They got Greg Roman. What else was I saying about that? Damn it, this is why you don't go off on rants, because you can never remember where you started off at. Normal people can, but I can't. Apparently. When I'm trying to, or at least not quick enough, I could pause it and then try to discover what I said and really remember it and then get back to it. But why the fuck would I do that when I can just let it play? And you just never know what can happen. But see, the thing is, when you just let it play, you can't really have downtime. You got to continue to keep talking. And also trying to think and remember what you want to talk about, what you did talk about, what's going on. Obviously, I'm explaining talking, but you know what? Whatever. Fuck you, bro. Fuck you. So, yeah, I think they will have a better offense than people think, what people say. A lot of national analysts, it's always the same fucking thing. Well, last year the Chargers, they were the first team to play Lamar Jackson twice, and, they seem to have some success, and they kind of figured out that offense. And I'm worried, will the Ravens be able to combat that? Having one team succeed against you, they will be able to emulate that, or another team will be able to copy that sort of style. And will they have a way to counteract that? I just don't know. Is Lamar Jackson equipped to handle that kind of pressure? What, bitch? What, bitch? Hold up. You're telling me my mans can't have one fucking bad game? One bad game. Out of all 8 games, he went 6-2, including that playoff game. Out of those, he had one bad game. Happened to be in the playoffs against the team that he saw a second time. Obviously, the Chargers, they switched their scheme up because that's what good coaches do. What did Marty Morningwig do? He didn't fucking change anything up. And so I'm always so surprised when I see TV analysts say this shit. And it's like, you were a player. Why are you not giving Lamar Jackson the respect? And some people, it's like, is it a race thing because he's a black quarterback? I don't think it is. Because a lot of the people giving Lamar Jackson trash, are black guys. I don't get it. I thought you're supposed to stick up for your homeboy. Like, I thought there was like a pride thing. I don't know. Like a brethren thing. There's none of that with white people. I saw it on a comedy special and I thought, yes, that's so true. That's hilarious. Like if there's a fight in the street, a black guy versus a white guy, and there's people standing around, a black guy will jump in just because it's the same skin color. I mean, who knows if this is true? It could sound completely racist. But then the white guy, if there's a white guy getting beat up, he's like, I don't fucking know that guy. Beat him up. I don't give a shit. But like a lot of times, it's like, yo, we're the same to the core, brothers. And they're hating on Lamar Jackson. He's supposed to be the brother. And I think he's one of the most exciting players to watch. And hopefully now we get him into an exciting offense. And I think it's only a recipe to have this at least a top 10. That's me being conservative as a top 10. I just think they're going to be different and they're going to be exciting. And everyone or all the analysts that are saying, oh, it's going to be this way, because of this last year. I think they're all going to be biting their tongues halfway through the season when I was like, oh, we were fucking wrong. And then they're going to come up with new quotes that they're going to be also completely wrong. This is what happens. Like when I just follow the Ravens. I know the intricacies. I know I'm drinking purple Kool-Aid, but I don't have to try and follow each and every single team and decide, oh, this is important, oh, this isn't important. No, I just deep dive into the Ravens, so I have a strong footing as to my fingers on the pulse of this team. I know what the fuck is going on. So when I hear people who are getting paid to do this, and obviously I understand they got to look at other teams, they got to do this for all 32, but you're getting paid to do this, and you're going to get it fucking wrong? How dare you, bro? How dare you? That was my child, man. I don't know. I don't even know what that rant was about. It was about fuck every, national TV analyst. There's some good ones. I'm just harping on the ones who kind of repeat what is the common message, One person comes out with a take that says that, that's fine. It's one person. But the first person who comes out with that take affects the second person to come out with a take on Lamar Jackson. And then the third. And then it just becomes this whole conversation about, will Lamar Jackson be able to have more success throwing the football? The Chargers were able to figure him out. Yeah, no one gives a fuck. One bad game. Motherfucker, Tom Brady had like 5 bad games last year. And he won the fucking Super Bowl. His Super Bowl game, the Super Bowl, he had a bad game. Came out with a win. I don't know, bro. Does Lamar Jackson need to clean up his fumbles? Yes, of course. But he is so fucking talented. So fun to watch. Just, like, I don't know. When you watch the game, any player makes you go, ooh, damn, what? Did you just see that? Yeah, holy hell. Rewind that. Look at it. Check the replay. Holy shit. Damn. If a player makes you do that more than once a game, that is some elite play right there. Someone who makes you go, ooh, shit. Damn, son. And Lamar Jackson will do that 5 times a game on average, where he will make a cut, make a juke, do something crazy with his legs where you go, what? Did he? But it happens so often that it's like, all right, if Phillip Rivers was doing that, it would be on every highlight show every single day. It would just be there because it's like, holy shit, look, Phillip Rivers doing this. Look at that. But since it's Lamar and he does it so frequently, he's never going to get the recognition he needs. But the more plays you got, and the more elite of a player you are, the more sauce, the better the steak. I don't know. The more, yeah. Because the more plays, that's the sauce player. The level of sauciness. How saucy is Lamar Jackson? I think he's top 5 sauciest players. You know what I'm saying? Like the most sauce. Like out there, smooth as butter, cut on a dime, like ankle-breaking sauce. I think Alvin Kamara, I think he's number 1. He's got the most sauce. Alvin Kamara, most sauce. Let's see. Who's got second most sauce? Ooh, that's tough. That's a tough one right there. Maybe Saquon, when he leaps through the air and then does a spin, that is some sauce right there. Then we got like Tyreek Hill. That's some sauce right there. That speed. That I'm going to break your arm speed. That's fucked up. His kid, bro. That was his kid. Then you got, I think Lamar is number 4. When you're talking sauce, don't come at me with no numbers, no different positions. I'm just talking overall sauce. This is some soy sauce, some ranch dressing. Is that even a sauce? Or is dressing different from a sauce? It's just a sauce but for vegetables. Talking teriyaki, okay? Some vinaigrette. That's just another. Yeah. I don't think it's sauce, but I don't know. It's not deemed sauce, but I think it is. How's the food? Does it need some sauce? Yes, it does. These players need some sauce. Who's the blazing hot wing sauce at B-dubs? Obviously, that's Tyreek Hill. He's got the speed. But anyways, I think Lamar Jackson has some motherfucking sauce. This podcast just got ghetto, bro. Talking sauce? No. There's not many players with more sauce than Lamar Jackson. And you put him behind a scheme that's built for running an option play and passing off of said option, I think we're going to have some crazy success. Yeah, I don't think he's going to put up MVP numbers, but I think he's going to be MVP discussion because of how much sauce he puts on the field, bro. There's so much sauce out here. Who the fuck is throwing this out here? God damn it, this is natural grass. We can't be putting this peanut sauce on here. Your dogs be coming in and licking the field. Anyways, I rant about sauce, so that's cool. But yeah, no. So I think the offense will be ranked top 10 because of the sauce. I think that should just be the quote. Offense will be ranked top 10 because of the sauce. Okay? Just deal with it. I hope that's out of context. Someone just hears that part and they're like, the fuck are you talking about? I mean, even if you listened from the start and heard that, it still might not make sense. It's all about, you got to know what the sauce is. And the sauce is that, that highlight reel, broken ankle, you just got jacked up. Sports Center highlight shit. And I think Lamar Jackson, he is upper echelon sauce, which sounds delicious. Can I get some upper echelon sauce? Sounds like Szechuan sauce. But, hopefully it's not nearly as expensive on eBay. So where do I think the defense will rank, huh? After all that, I don't really have enough in me to go on a rant about the defense. But, maybe I will. Don't come at me, bro. So, I believe this defense will, once again, be top 3. I think you got the Bears. They're very good. A lot of turnovers, a lot of overall success, a lot of those wow plays. And then you got us. We didn't have a lot of wow plays, not a lot of turnovers, not a lot of sacks and stuff. I mean, we had some, but really it's only in a couple games. It was all, we either had 5 sacks or no sacks. We had that one game with 11 sacks. So that was a quarter of our production that whole season, all in one game. There's 16 fucking games, and you're getting a quarter of your success in one game. Come on now. So, I don't know what the fuck that was. That's a laugh, right? Isn't that like an old school, hey, I'm going to stab you. No, it's a laugh. Why? I'm going to stab you. Let me laugh. Anyways, yeah, this is the bad part about not pausing, because when I realize, I'm like, what the fuck am I talking about? I really can't pause it and delete it, because I'm going to end up deleting the whole episode, which is what I complained about at the start. Because, goddammit, I recorded a whole fucking episode, 50 minutes long, and it just deleted. Like I said, it was the best podcast in the world. It was a Tenacious D song, the best song in the world. It was like that, but with podcast. It's the best podcast in the world. But this one's just a tribute. This podcast is only a tribute. This is not actually the greatest podcast in the world. That one was just before, but, I didn't record it, so I guess you're going to miss out. Oh, sorry. Oops, sorry. So, yeah, this defense in top 3, I think there's no question about it. I mean, we're going to get back to these stupid fucking analysts and the snapshot that happened on the first day of free agency. We lost C.J. Mosley. We lost Eric Weddle. We lost Darius Smith. Oh. We lost Terrell Suggs. Oh my God. Help me. My child. It bleeds so much blood. Help me. Yeah. We thought we were dying. We thought some shit was going down. Obviously, yeah, that's a lot of fucking talent to be leaving. But first of all, we weren't going to pay those motherfuckers all that money. And some of them just decided to leave, I think. Like Terrell Suggs decided to leave. Eric Weddle, I think, decided to leave. I think he probably, maybe we just weren't offering him. But it doesn't matter. We brought in Earl Thomas. We brought in some pass rushers. And I know we didn't bring anybody who's at the same caliber. But why not? The Ravens have proven throughout history that no matter who leaves their team, they have the ability to replace them. And I think most teams have that ability, but I think the Ravens are better at it. I think they just have a better defensive scheme. So, great coaching outweighs good play, I think. In most cases, unless you have like that elite top 10 overall player. If you have Aaron Donald, it doesn't matter your fucking scheme. He's going to wreck the game, It doesn't fucking matter. But if you have mostly average to above average players, which is what I think the Ravens have, maybe they don't have that elite guy, but they have a lot of above average NFL players. So, you have a good scheme, lots of success. Where you can have a guy like Peanut and Kenny Young, guys who weren't first-round draft picks, come in and have so much success. Well, I think it's just the scheme. It might help out everybody, which, it technically does. That's what it's there for. But I think we just have a better scheme than we do elite players, maybe? I don't know. Earl Thomas is pretty legit. Either way. I think we're just going to have a top 3 defense. No questions about it. I'm not going to go on a rant about it. Why does every national analyst say the same thing about Lamar? I kind of went over that already. So, the sauce, bro. It's the fucking sauce. What's in this sauce? Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's in the sauce. And that's not the booze. He's not in that sauce. He's just in that sauce. The old sauce-meter. I'm telling you, I should rank the players by sauce amount. Get like the top player or the top 32 players. I don't know. Top 10 players in levels of sauce. So, yeah, why do they all say the same thing about Lamar Jackson? Why do they? You want me to answer this question myself? Because they're fucking idiots. That's why. Because they don't follow the team like you do, bro. They don't like the Ravens. And it's about goddamn time that now we got an exciting player at quarterback, the most important position. So now, because of that, we now have one of the most exciting teams to watch. I don't give a fuck what you think. I think Kyler Murray, he's a similar type of player. So I think, I'm not a Cardinals fan, but I'm more excited to watch the Cardinals than I've ever been. I just want to see that style of play. See some history being made, the smallest quarterback to ever do it. Let's see how he does. You get an exciting player. It's exciting to watch. What? It makes no sense. What? Are you kidding me? You get an exciting player, it's exciting to watch. Say, what, motherfucker? No, so I think finally we're going to get a lot of analysts to at least talk about the Ravens, more and more, just because there's going to be more eyes on us, which is always a good thing. Get that viewership up, bring in some, undrafted guys in the future. Just bring up the hype. With that, you get more. Any press, good press, not so much. Not always. They talk about, this could be good, this could be great, but then with more scrutiny comes more scrutiny, or with more airtime, you get more scrutiny. So it could be good and bad, but I love what the Ravens are doing. I think they're going to be fine. I just think the analysts, they're doing their job, and they have to worry about 31 other teams. So obviously they're not going to be as well prepared as someone like me who just follows the Ravens, really, So, who will end up having the most production of the rookies? I don't know. I just don't know, bro. I think it's going to be either one of the wide receivers. I think one of them is going to have the breakout year. And as much and as more likely it is to be Marquise Brown, I could see it being Miles Boykin. I think he's going to have a lot of success. He's that big target. I don't think a big catch radius is someone who just happens to be big. I think it's someone who's also fast because, they can run under the ball. But I just think he's excellent with his hands, catching the ball away from his body. Good possession receiver, big guy. He's coming from a bad situation in Notre Dame with about 1,000 different quarterbacks. I know he's going to a team with Lamar Jackson, who isn't the most accurate passer, but I think it's still a better situation than he had in Notre Dame because at least Lamar Jackson can run. So, i.e., he will have single coverage. And he's a big guy, and he just looks like a number one wide receiver. I'm biased. What are you going to do? So, he's got some sauce, bro. He's got some fucking sauce. Maybe I'll just rank the sauce on the Ravens. So, who are some underrated contributors of this team this year? Maybe someone who didn't play a lot last year, or maybe someone who you think isn't going to have a lot of success or isn't going to be that integral, into whatever, integral, now I don't even know what that fucking word is. Important to the team. Someone who you might not think is going to be super important, but ends up contributing a lot, and or just is better than most people think. So I think one of these guys is Anthony Everett. He was a draft pick last year, and I remember last year in the preseason seeing him play, and I was like, woo, yeesh. You got to guard better than that, bro. This is not looking good. But then he improved, and then during the season, anytime he was in, he was getting after the ball. I don't know how many catches he allowed, but I did see something on PFF the other day that was whenever Anthony Everett was targeted, QBs had a passer rating of like 46, something low as fuck. It's like, wow. Well, he's excellent man-to-man, and I think he could end up being a main contributor, whether it be via injury, maybe Jimmy Smith and Brandon Carr goes down and he kind of steps in as that rotational guy, or maybe he just outright beats him. I know he's not making the same money, so I doubt that. It's going to take some serious play, like 10 interceptions a game for them to do that, because let's listen. They say competition, whoever is the best player plays. Yeah, the money talks. Come on, John Harbaugh. Don't you fucking lie to me. I know you. I know what you're doing. Don't you fucking lie, bro. Don't you fucking lie. I could see him improving, taking that next step forward. Sophomore season. That's the magical second year player. Yeah. He's gonna have so much success. He's gonna jump from this shit player to an amazing player. And I think he wasn't a shit player to start with, so I think he's going to improve and end up, contributing a lot more than people think, and maybe even will be the next star. And we'll be talking, do we sign him? What do we do? Are we going to give him money? Or should we sign someone else? What are we going to do? I just think he's one of those guys. Maybe another guy, underrated contributor, Hayden Hearst. Everyone kind of already hating on him. It's his second year. Mark Andrews put up ungodly, historic, for the Ravens at least, rookie numbers for a tight end. So we're just going to say, that means Hayden Hearst is trash. He's garbage. No, Thor is amazing. You get that hammer, pull up your boots, and fucking fix your foot, drink your milk, and he'll be good. I think he has better hands. I think he's faster. I think he's a better blocker than Mark Andrews. I just think Hayden Hearst, he just didn't have the same opportunities as Mark Andrews did. And I do think Mark Andrews is a better route runner, so he is more open more often. He's good at finding creases in the zone. I don't really know how much better he is than Hayden Hearst, but he obviously had a lot of success doing that, and I never really saw Hayden Hearst doing that. You know, he would catch the ball when thrown to him, but that doesn't mean he's great at finding a soft spot in the zone. I think that just comes from Mark Andrews running a lot of routes in college and really knowing how to find a soft spot in the zone, waving his hands up, and Lamar Jackson, hey, big guy, let me toss the ball to you. Hey, bro, what's going on? You want to catch the ball? Oh, no problems, bro. All of a sudden, Lamar Jackson is like some Chad from Tennessee. I don't know. I don't know. His name's Chad. Everyone knows it, fucking Chad. So, I just think Hayden Hearst is going to be an underrated contributor. I think the tight end position for our team this year is going to be more important than it's ever been in Ravens history. And I think Hayden Hearst, he's going to be the number 2 guy. I think even with Nick Boyle, who we signed, I just think Hayden Hearst is gonna have a lot of success. I think Mark Andrews is gonna have more, but I think this is underrated contributors. This isn't who's gonna go from worst to first. No, this is who's gonna be a key contributor to this team who you didn't think was going to be. Maybe everyone else thinks that, and I'm just like, whoa, what? I just think the common thought on Hayden Hearst is, what a bust. After 1 year, you're nothing to me. You're fired. Nah, he's chill. He's fine. He'll be a key contributor one of these days. Yeah, 1 year removed from the foot. Are there any other contributors who I think are going to be underrated? Chris Wormley, maybe? No, I always forget his name when I do these podcasts, so I remembered his name as an underrated contributor. Now, will he contribute more? He's get bigger, get stronger, be that 5 technique that we lost in Brent Urban. So he is now the 5 technique guy. I don't really know what the 5 technique is there for, but he will be that guy. So when we need someone to have that position, it'll be him. So, I got really nothing else to talk about. The first podcast I recorded was 50 minutes long. This one was only 42. Obviously, I had some points to go off of. Talked about some sauce a little bit, cooking up the sauce, Mamma Mia style. Mamma Mia. Fucking got that ragu. So, I think that's just going to do it, whatever you're listening to on, give me some support if you like it. I mean, if you don't, then why are you probably not listening to this at this point? Is 42 minutes. If you don't like it, then what are you, a psychopath? You're listening to something you don't enjoy? Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Right over there, out in public. Pull your pants down and fuck yourself. Because that's what you are. You're trash. If you don't like this, you're trash. No, this is just me, a Ravens fan, obviously in the super deadest of dead times of the season, just trying to talk some sort of football. I'm craving some Raven, man. Just one hit, baby. Just give me one hit, man. Come on. Just hit the quarterback once, man. Come on. Just one hit. So, just waiting for this season to start. Getting real anxious, kind of freaking out. My skin's crawling, and I'm excited. So, yeah, if you enjoyed, please just give me some sort of support. It helps, I guess. Makes me feel good. Also, I guess with the algorithms and stuff like that, it's awesome. That was a weak burp, but you know what? I'm just gonna. Oh yeah, baby. Leave it at that. I'm craving some Raven. You are too. So I'm just going to leave you with a go. Ravens, baby.